Radio, Streama, and Radio Garden. Happy listening! To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners, you can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News. Hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup. You are watching the multi-awarded Radio Bandido TV on Channel 224 Sky Cable and TV Plus boxes. Simulcast on DZRJ 8:10 a.m. Informing, advising, and entertaining the Filipinos and OFWs around the world. Streaming live on www.facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 a.m. or on YouTube, channel RJAM News.
Alright, so happy Valentine's to everyone. Okay, so tama, you heard me right? Kasi dapat Valentine should be every day, di ba? Imagine waking up and winding down the day with thoughtfulness, affections, appreciation each day, o di ba? I will welcome that anytime 24/7. Here in this household, it's like 21 days of Valentine's. Before, during, and after. Di ba? But now, I'd like to welcome everybody first. You are tuned in, of course, and I want to say thank you to Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas Show. And I'm your host, DJ Chin. So every Saturdays po, we are here from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Diba? We talk about makakaturang, anyway, makabuluhang. Makatuturong. What's that word again? That means anyway, makabuluhang bagay that will help you grow inside out. All right, so Saturdays po dito sa DZRJ, we live stream from DZRJ 8:10 a.m. and you can also catch us at TV Plus boxes in your channels in your area, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's RJ News PH. Okay, so if you are going to CLC, please just leave positive comments, because there are other areas where you can actually just use your nega comments there. Like, kunwari, there's a space in Tarlac where you can actually throw plates, diba? Throw plates as hard as you can to bring your sobrang hardest galit out. O ilang plato kaya yung mababato. Here, just comment nicely. Maraming salamat if you do, and of course, many blessings to you. All right? So, before we go in any further to our conversation today, makikisapasing tabi lang po. Today is my mom's Memorial Day, okay? And Mom, I can't believe that you are gone for 14 years now. So we love you, and kudos to you and the life you lived for the best. Diba? You are truly amazing, Mom. And just going down memory lane, I see your laughter, our meals together, our time together, our home, back when it was still there, diba? And your ever genius, brilliant creativity, diba? And your strong sense of positivity ever since we were children. So kahit nagagalit ka, you gave us certain values, diba? To always look at the bright side and to pray as if it had happened. So ikaw rin nagturo sa amin to start the prayer each time with thank you, God. Okay? So these are values and virtues that we live by and we strive to live by every single day. So you made life extraordinary for us, even if we did not have everything. So maraming salamat. Hugs to you, and may you be a source of joy in heaven, just as you have been here in the lives of your loved ones. So Mom, we love you, and sending this message because this one gets transmitted as close to the heaven. So I'm grateful for that. So anyway, speaking of course, being the source of joy, diba? If you want to, speaking of my mom, diba, passing on, if you want to know how fast time flies, diba, ask those of us who's lost a loved ones. And we can tell you guaranteed na parang kailan lang nangyari. You wouldn't, it may sound 14 years to you, it's a long time, but to us, it seems just like yesterday. That's why, guys, we must not take time so lightly. My mom was always a happy company, diba? And she made everyone laugh. Never a dull moment. So we should all strive that way also. So if you want to be a happy person inside out, guys, here's my tip to you. Get this book, Happy for No Reason by Marcy Shimoff. All right. I think you can get this in fully booked or ever forever classic national bookstore, but I think you can also now order it online. There's also a PDF file, but I think you have to pay for that. There are PDF file books there that are free, but this one I think charges about, I think, $15 if I remember correctly. Okay, but what I'm gonna share with you is my favorite tool that I got from this book. Okay, it always um, helps that we are in a happy state all the time, not just emotionally, all right, not just feelings, but state. So in this book, guys, I learned here what we call the happiness continuum. Oh, diba? First time yung narinig yan. So anyway, every day you have to rate your happiness from scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. Hold on, may tumatawag. Ayaw mag-off. Bakit ayaw niya mag-off? So sorry, you have to, the happiness continuum, you have to rate it from scale of 1 to 10, and what do you call this? 10 being the happiest, of course. Okay, so when I got to this page in that book, this was actually my first aha moment. The time when I was learning how to be happy. Hold on, ha. So anyway, yan, sinabihan ko na. So anyway, I will miss call first my husband. Can you just excuse me? Sinabihan ko na sila. See, when you don't know how to listen, diba, and instructions, this is what happens. Diba? I told them to, hold a minute, kaping mainit. I told them to call up my hubby love, diba? Because I'm going to be on air already. So, tawag dito. At ito na nga yung nangyari. So, na-istorbo tayo. Diba? Am I happy? Of course not. Because I'm so concentrated here. Well, the minute I told my husband, I'd give him a missed call. So anyway, so yun. So you have to, the happiness continuum, the happiness continuum is rating your happiness from 1 to 10. Rider is there na. Please please go down. So anyway, you have to rate your happiness continuum. Happiness continuum. Rate your happiness every day from scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the happiest. And when I was reading this book, this was the first tool that I encountered here. So natawa yung aming technician, o diba? Maboboljack tayo dito kapag si chairman ang hindi, di ba, pag hindi tayo nakinig sa ating mga boss. But anyway, so this was the first aha moment tool that I got here when I was reading this book. Okay, and it makes sense that and for me, in hindsight, no, it was very helpful because we should always be aware of how happy we are, because if we are aware of the rate of our scale of our happiness each day, we will also know why we are not happy, and that's the next step, diba? So it's a very good tool. It is, for me, the most basic, and from here, syempre, right, my happiness evolved, but this was the stepping stone. I was able to make other tools out of it, and other advanced tools from it, and kasi being happy is not just about the feelings that you have for the moment, diba? It also means that you know what triggers your unhappiness. But basically, guys, diba, the happiness continuum that you will find in the book is a very good starting point. So everything else in that book was very helpful. So if you guys are thirsty for being happy, go check it out, okay? Do it now, because my other tip is, please don't delay your happiness. That's another important tip. A lot of people will wait, diba? Even if it's the most uncomfortable, I think they have to wait to the point where the experience of unhappiness is like hell before they will move. So this one, you know what? One of the most basic things that I learned about being happy 10 years ago or 11, 12 years ago was that don't delay it. Grab it right away. So you heard it from this, diba, from this show, diba, about the book. So look for it right away. Diba, as PLDT used to say, your fingers do the walking, diba? So also mind you, when I say happiness, guys, I'm only talking about healthy forms of happiness, ha? Hindi yung mga violent or yung mga pukshu, or in Korea that means revenge. Walang ganon. All right. So you either go to the bookstore or you download it. Everything is so sophisticated now. Follow your fingers. Let it do the walking, as PLDT would say nga, diba? So anyway, I don't think anyone remembers that ad. If you remember that ad, you just might be 25 years old there. Because I'm 32. Anyway, cow now, brown cow. So I want to know, what did you receive last Valentine's Day, last Tuesday? Were you surprised? Were you felt loved? Anyway, ako, diba, I got an I miss you. I was telling you about this. Even if my husband was just a room away, diba? When he entered the room to turn in for the night or to call it a day, diba? I asked him why he went in so early. He said, because I miss you. Aw. We also had movie bonding, lunch in bed, diba? He got me a surprise, my favorite Korean ice cream, Melona strawberry. Then it was also sungit free during the week and no aways. Although, guys, in fairness, these sungits and aways are far and even rarer in between now, diba? So I think we have learned a new way to manage our emotions better, so that makes our score 100% for Valentine's Day. O, diba? Hashtag sana all ba? So I'm hoping that you all had a happy Valentine's Day as well, diba? Can be simple like what we had, can be lavish, can be bongga, up to you, diba? Our Valentine's is like, for us, it's simple, but it's an escalating celebration. Diba? So meron 1 week before, during, and then after. You can do that, diba? Little things. We didn't even spend, on anything if you are that kind of couple that you penny pinch, kumbaga, diba? But if I ask my husband for when I told him to buy me a robot, oh, diba, he did. Oh, I forgot. I'll show you my robot. I have two new robots. One, I call the other one Joy because it's so cute, and the other one Baby Joy because it's so tiny and also needy. But anyway, so ganon. Simple na. The robot cost me 500 pesos. Diba? I look for the cheapest one. I'm looking for more AI kasi marang that's my trip right now. Anyway, we like, for me, diba, to ritualize our love, diba, and be reminded of why we wanted to be together in the first place. So that escalating, diba, 1 week before and during and after, 1 week after Valentine's Day, really help bond us talaga. It helped bond us. We find ourselves laughing, diba? Kasi for those 3 weeks, we kinda put a part of ourselves in the schedule. Kasi normally, right, when you're already a parent, especially, you're always just thinking about your roles and responsibility. So that 3 week, diba, was everything before we got married, diba? Yung tawa, yung kababawan, diba, the a comedy movie. So yun. So you can do the same thing, diba? So that you, as I said, can be reminded of why you wanted to be together in the first place, diba? Live your vows. So anyway, speaking of vows, right? So I think reminding ourselves why we want to be together in the first place is also a healthy practice between partners and must be a regular yearly practice. Diba? It is like the renewal or renewing your vows each year without the priest or without the pastor or without the church, diba? But diba, they say where two men are gathered together, God is in the middle. Parang ganun na rin yun when you celebrate together. So you have to do this. I suggest you do this because life happens in a marriage, and in fact, instantly, as soon as two become three, diba? As soon as you or four or five, as soon as you grow, you as a couple grow into a family, diba? Couples can get up in their roles, can get caught up, I mean, in their roles and responsibilities. And on top of that, we're not perfect beings, diba? We have roles and responsibilities na nga, and still, when we go into the relationship, aside, diba, we go in, we think it's love, but we actually bring in our invisible woundedness and baggages. So on top of the roles and responsibilities, we have to cater to the emotional needs of one another. So marriage is like really a juggling act of life, roles, responsibilities, and the self. And that's very hard, diba? So it becomes really inevitable that throughout marriage, diba, it becomes a getting to know each other, and a series of compromises or give and takes as well. Some people quit earlier because they don't recognize, parang they have such high lofty expectation of what love is all about, kasi baka they might just be in love with the idea of love, right? But if you understand what that love, that's romantic love, and that the love in the relationship is about really helping each other unravel and helping each other improve from the inside. Diba? Ganun talaga, it takes work. Kaya a good Valentine's plan, or even if you don't want Valentine's, you can do this on anniversary celebrations or your partner's birthdays. Kasi these are also good dates to do a why I love you, and I want why I these are also good dates to do a why I love you and why I want to be with you celebration, diba? So it does not have to be big. Again, it can be simple but fun, loving, cute, sweet, and appreciative, diba? Right now, my husband is still, I feel like he's still showering me with love. Kasi today naman is my mom's memorial. He really took the time to prepare the tiramisu that I requested from him, and the pomodoro sauce, the signature recipe of my mom. Kasi siya lang naman talaga yung makakaluto nun. So I had, is this okay? Though I simplified the menu, it still took a lot of work. And on top of that, he was the one who came in and asked me what time is the mass. How sweet is that, right? But anyways, we only started really making it work up into Valentine's, I think, during the pandemic. But 2 years into it, I am glad I did, and we started 2 years ago, because I have more profound gratitude for my hubby love, or for my hansamida. Diba? I see him in a more loving light. Diba? I get to see a side of, I get to appreciate him on a deeper level. Hindi lang what I see in him every single day that I have gotten to know through the years. So, hashtag, diba? Make marriage great, and hashtag ritualize love. So, guys, diba? Kopyahan na tayo dito. Copy-paste na lang, right? Copy-paste, diba? We can do this all together. Ritualize love can be Valentine's Day, it can be birthday, it can be anniversary, it can be Christmas, up to you. Pag Christmas namin, our work up is for the whole family. Ganon. So, series siya. Nice, diba? So, anyway, now, speaking of love, in my FB page, you know what? I just posted about, there was this post that I put there, and I made a Canva poster, and nakalagay doon. Basically, it talks about the second best version of yourself, diba? And the post is about the it's not me drama that we all play every single day, diba? In the write-up, I explained that it's not me, that when you say it's not me, can be true because we don't really recognize yet, or we have no idea what our best versions are, diba? So in the end of that write up there for that poster, I also added that it's not me, it's really just a lie that we tell ourselves. It's the same thing as saying that I can't, diba? So the way to become it's me is to hold, I said there, a vision of our better versions of ourselves. And you know what? Today, I really feel validated, diba? In an article written by Jeff Hayden, he's editor of Inc. So I think Inc., I see that all the time. You can go to Google. They always have posts there. And it says, the article says, and I quote, that science says seeing your future self can make you happier, wealthier, and healthier, diba? And it says further that the more connection you have with your future, with your you now and your future, the greater your future can be. So hala, diba? Ano pa ang gagawin nyo? I wrote it even without seeing this article, and then a day later, the article I bump into this article when I was looking for a segment for our episode for today, diba? So again, diba? Connect na. connect na your current self to your future self. What do you see? Diba? What does that second best version of you look like? Okay? Then follow that link. Follow how you can go there, how you can get there. So, and also, so if you want to know more, just look for my post in Just Chin, and then Google want to be happier, healthier, and wealthier in ink and Jeff Hayden. Just Google those words and you will be mind blown. Shh, kidding. Diba? Ako lang yon. Ako lang yata yung mind blown because it validated me. So anyway, I love it. And I love it kasi when my own personal DIY life lessons or hacks are validated, diba, scientifically, and by other experts. So yan talaga. So probably, diba, kasi this was what I wanted for my future self before, di ba? That I will always be able to have breakthroughs when it comes to growth, self-growth, self-development, self-direction, and success. So ayan, o di ba? So ngayon na-validate na ako ng art. Yung future self ko that I painted several years ago, it's now being validated. So kayo din, what does your future self look like? Connect na, libre lang yan. It's not like PLDT that you have to pay monthly or that you need internet connection and be billed for it. So libre lang to connect with your future self. All right? So just like being happy, guys, please don't delay it. Do it now. All right? And again, let me just stress, healthy forms of happiness only. Okie dokie. So, first, special shout out muna, diba? Been talking about this. This day was brought to me. This day was brought to me by my handsome hubby love George. So, special shout out to him. Saludo ako sa'yo, hubby love, diba? And I'm leaving this message far out there into the universe so that you can come back to it 100 years later. Diba? So, saludo ako sa'yo, handsome for your service and love. I asked if you can make pomodoro and tiramisu for my mom's Memorial Day, and you single-handedly whipped them up and sobra pa than what I asked for. I love you, and may the heavens grant you with our time freedom and financial freedom, diba? Both in your consultancy and especially in our distributorship business. Okay? So you really are such a beautiful person. You get better and better and better as you age. So I love you in endless lifetime. So ayan, cha-ching. Ayan. So dedicated to portion na to sa'yo. I don't know if you will watch, pero later I will force you to watch. Para alam mo, I love you. So, di ba, guys? Let's force our spouses to watch the things that we do for them. So, they appreciate. But be malambing. All right? So, anyway, now it's 7:23. Aabot kaya tayo. So, anyway, we are finally in our convo. Okay? So, Feb-ibig month pa rin. Hashtag natin yan. Hashtag Feb-ibig. Okay, so Shams, we want to maximize our topic on love because love has so many facets. We can't just simplify it, diba? And say this love is blah blah. Nope, it's not like that. Lalo na now in the digital age, diba? There are so many versions of love and kinds of relationships na pinipilit nilang tanggapin natin, diba? And some of them we're not even there yet kasi syempre we're still going through our values and virtues that we have grown up with. But anyway, so maybe we will get there. I'll probably get there by next year, diba? As soon as I make time for it or read more on it, so and make an effort to understand what those are. But in the meantime, last week, guys, I shared with you the principles, diba, I practice in our relationship, and these are practical lessons that I picked up along the way in our marriage and has been really very helpful for me in navigating the intricacies of our relationship. Remember, in a relationship, dalawa kami, di ba? My husband and I, di ba? And my husband, being maybe a male, di ba? He's very more reactive than responsive. So women, on the other hand, will really make an effort to be responsive. Kung reactive man sila nung una, they will learn from that and try to respond so that kasi pag reactive, very emotional. Pag responsive, it's mind over matter, di ba? We think things twice before we even what do you call that? React or respond back, di ba? So anyway, and I'm hoping, guys, diba, that my lessons that I shared with you did not go in vain. So if you are able to adopt it, I hope that you're able to adopt it and also make it your own, 'di ba? Kasi guys, masaya and masarap ang solid na relationship even if both partners are imperfect. 'Di ba? For as long as they are solid ground, I don't know, 'di ba? I can't even describe it. All I know is that I am walang it's not toxic. Siguro it's the best that I can explain it, 'di ba? So time is invested instead in making more heartwarming and beautiful memories together. Na in our twilight years, 'di ba, these memories will also become our wealth or our own riches. 'Di ba? Masarap sariwan. I remember if you get together with your barkada, after you, let's say, graduate from college, 5 years after, 10 years after, 15 years, 20, 30, 50 years, you always talk about the same thing. Your memories during college or your memories during high school, paulit-ulit, the same thing, di ba? So we love we love talking, rehashing jolly memories or joyful memories. Same, why won't we do it in our relationship? But if there is, diba, toxicity and it's not solid and it's very stressful, there's no time to make beautiful memories that you can share with each other when you grow old, diba? Me, I want to grow old with my husband that we are still holding hands. Diba? So, ganon. So, and I don't think, for us of today, we still do that. Diba? We still do that. We hold hands when we go out, like that, or sometimes when we sleep. How weird. But and then after a while, I turn I turn because I sleep facing the left, he sleeps facing the right. How weird is that? But anyway, so yun nga. But I like masarap ang solid na relationship. Even if there's imperfection, there is no toxicity. Okay, so aim for that, guys. Okay, so if you can, if you ever get to practice, right, the best, get to do, to use the best practices that I shared with you guys and make it your own. I hope that it also strengthens your relationship the way it has strengthened ours. Okay, so anyway, moving on now. Moving on, our convo now is and can be controversial, diba? Depending on one's outlook. Diba? It can be a sensitive topic or a welcomed one, diba? So our convo is basically the role of money and ambition in the relationship, o diba? Mahalaga nga ba sa well-being ng isang relationship? Is it important in the well-being of a relationship? Is money, I mean, important in the well-being of a relationship? Okay? I wrote this kasi in Tagalog. So sa Tagalog, mahalaga nga ba sa well-being ng isang relationship ang pera? And that being said, should drive or ambition be a non-negotiable component in a relationship? So that's what we are going to tackle today. You know, my mother-in-law used to say, love flies out the window when money becomes a problem. O, diba? And this is actually a byproduct of becoming one. We get married, live together, and grow a family. And once we have a family, especially, it is a never, ever ending abyss of expenses and, unfortunately, even debts. Diba? Nahahabulin ka hanggang kamatayan. And you don't want to live like that. Diba? So, tinandaan ko, I really, this thing stuck to me. And what my mother-in-law said, and I promised myself that I will not let money break my marriage down or divide me and my husband. So I never made it an issue. But problem, because I never made it an issue, of course, paparaanan, diba? Paparaanan ko, paparaanan niya, we talk about it, and that's how we got into debt deeper and deeper and deeper. Diba? We were beginning to look like irresponsible people when in fact, bobo lang pala kami sa pera or sa personal finances. We didn't talk about it, and both of us were very comfortable na, and my husband is, although he's a provider, 'di ba? Wala, parang okay na sa kanya yung ganon, yung sa employment. Ako naman I had that, and unknowingly, that if my husband's working and I decide to be a stay-at-home mom, that dapat yung my idea of that was it's the it's okay, it's acceptable, 'di ba? So isa lang yung nagtatrabaho sa amin, but our priority was education, to be independent from our in-laws, diba? Because we didn't want to live with our in-laws. I think it's everybody's dream to have to na bumukod on their own, 'di ba? So what happened was, if isa, syempre, do the math. If isa lang ang nagtatrabaho and then minimum wage, and then our priority is education, my children really, we invested. Diba? We didn't send them to public schools or to a semi-private or a below, or some private lang na, diba? Hindi sila, not from Ateneo because but they are from sa Ateneo is a Montessori. Diba? Pero pure Montessori. So you can imagine, magkano yung tuition doon, right? So anyway, ganon, yun yung priority namin. So if you do the math, hindi talaga it will really, 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 our financial burdens will really spin out of control. So hindi pwedeng, 'di ba? Hindi pwedeng, money is not an important factor, 'di ba? And then hindi rin pwede na walang ambisyon yung pareho. Or na yung sitwasyon na what they call that, na the typical stereotype, provider and housewife. Hindi pwedeng ganun. So kasi ayun. But anyway, so 29 years into marriage and 8 years in our industry, diba? These are the lessons that I have learned about money and ambition. You know what, guys? Kwentuhan ko muna kayo before I start. No? I went into our industry, distributorship. It's a direct marketing industry because this is the only industry that levels the playing field for someone who has no business background, for someone who did not come from for someone who did not come from the best universities, diba? Or did not get the college education, or maybe hanggang grade 6 lang. So that's one. This is the only industry that has also created a lot of multimillionaires from people na not coming from the best universities, di ba? Yung mga talagang may laban sa buhay at mga madiskarte. So, of course, tawag dito, this industry is also tainted kasi marami naman talagang scammer. Marami naman talagang scammer. So you also be careful. Kaya lang ako, because I was more well-informed, I was more educated, di ba? Alam ko rin kung paano ko pipiliin, and I know that there will be learning curves also. I knew that this was, na ito yung industry I went head in, eyes wide open, di ba? And eyes wide open, head in, and took the risks, 'di ba? Took the risk. Napakaliit naman ng risk dito, 'di ba? Sobrang liit, 'di ba? Sobrang liit. There are other companies na but anyway, at least for the company that I went to, 'di ba? Ito something that I can manage, 'di ba? So anyway, so when I was in the industry, I really met couples who really work together. And then me in the beginning, especially because my husband was an OFW, when I was doing this, I also saw ano yung difference namin as an individual, as a couple, to those top earner couples, those financially secure couples who made it in our company, diba? And I compared healthily, all right? So, kumbaga, I compared healthily. I had the checklist, diba? Ano yung mga self-development and growth and or outlook that we had that were either common or different sa mga couples na talagang who work together. And I also looked at our financial state, diba? The kind of life we have, diba? Yung 10 kahig isang tuka life, diba? To the kind of life that they have, diba? Especially when they started and when they arrived, diba? At that when they arrived at that when they arrived at the income na that really lifted them from, as my friends would say, kumunoy ng kahirapan. Diba? Grabe, can you imagine getting trapped there forever? And then as I worked hindi kasi in our industry especially, 'di ba? Hindi to pang tamad. Hindi to pang I can't or I don't know or it's not me. Hindi talaga. This is for someone who is who will see the value, 'di ba? At ano yung pwedeng kapalit ng pag nagbago sila as a person. So, it will really change you for the better dapat, okay? But if you end up in a company na yun na nga, 'di ba? Na fly-by-night operation or talagang hindi maganda yung mga products, 'di ba? Pero may mga, 'di ba, parang ginagamit lang yung products para gamitin yung sistema ng this kind of distribution system. Then tawag dito. Uh, kumbaga, malas na lang pag doon napunta, di ba? But don't stop there. That's not my advice because there still are other companies that are really, really, really legitimate here. Okay. So anyway, so my point there is for legitimate companies with with a good team and a leadership na ang core value, maganda ang core values not just of the company but also of the team, it will really change you. You will be forced to change kasi alam mo, pag hindi ka nagbago, kung tatamad-tamad ka, di ba? Nothing's gonna happen to you. If you have so much OA and drama and really entertain your demons, talagang, di ba, there's a saying nga, di ba, you can't cross the ocean if you're not willing to let go of the shore, kumbaga, di ba? So anyway, so here, guys, so yun, it can improve you, create better versions of yourselves and also improve your life experiences. And dito ko nakita, 'di ba, that dito ko nakita by experience, 'di ba? Prior to this, we never had you can really see the marked difference because prior to me not developing into a person that I need to be, 'di ba? And prior to entering this industry, wala naman kaming mga experiences ng travel except Boracay lang, utang nalulubog pa kami sa utang kasi mali-mali nga kami mag-budget, 'di ba? So tawag dito. So now making that decision, 'di ba? Going for kumbaga the ambition, 'di ba? And to be going for the goal of financial wellness, it really changed also our experiences. Okay? So kaya nasasabi that kaya ako naman this episode na pang Valentine's na pinili ko is about ambition and money because this is very sensitive topic between a man and a woman or a husband and a wife. And tawag dito. And I think, right, the more that we skirt the issue, the more that we don't know how to talk about it, how to make plans and decisions, how to improve the situation, diba? The more that our problems between the two of us, me and my husband, or you and your partner, is gonna get bigger. Okay? So that's why for me, ito yung sobrang gandang topic. But what I'm going, hindi. That's why for me, this is a big topic. Our goal here is to, right, strengthen the relationship between couple by, of course, going through on the basis or on the basis or on the foundation of financial wellness. Okay? So anyway, so ito yung so I'm gonna share with you the key lessons that I have learned, diba, in my 29 years of marriage and also being 8 years in this industry. Okay? First, let's talk about ambition, diba? Each party, this is my stand, especially after seeing couples, diba? Couples who made it together or a wife or a husband who made it alone pero kahit walang suporta ng isa, 'di ba? Pero yung isa may drive, 'di ba? Kahit hindi ginagawa nung ka-partner pero may drive at suportado, then that's fine. So, that's why sa akin, each party in the relationship has no right to limit each other if it is for the welfare of the children and the family, 'di ba? My stand here is support the dream and the drive. Okay? It is even better if both have ambition. Sa akin, masuportado ko yun. But if only one has it, the other one who settles for employment lifestyle or for, parang ako, homemaker lifestyle, dati, the other one who settles for this, and the other one settles for this and can never, 'di ba, give the life deserved by the children, should not stop the other party who has drive and ambition. Okay? I say this, okay, mind you, because the one without ambition is usually the insecure one. Okay, lalo na pag tumataas na yung isa. Especially if it's the wife who's more successful, tapos yung husband yung walang drive, di ba? May tendency ganon. So there are situations like that, those without drive or ambition, there are situations that they can't carry themselves well, they can't carry well their insecurities, and tends to use emotional blackmails and abuse to limit the driven one. So dapat hindi. Okay? Kasi may ganun talaga, 'di ba? Like the case that I told you last week, ito talaga, ako talaga hands down kadiri tong taong ganito. Okay? My stomach turns just thinking about how someone can threaten hell. 'Di ba? Can threaten hell the person that they married for love just because that person has drive or ambition or wants to pursue something greater and better na makakabuti naman sa family, di ba? Situations like this can really cause friction and worsen the financial burden. So if hindi supported, di ba? And if hindi supported, it can really it can cause more burdens and also tear the relationship and the two people apart, di ba? And then utang is inevitably going to be a way of life. Diba? So, kawawang pobre. So, if you want to live a life riddled and saddled with stress sa pera, diba? Away sa pera, by all means, diba? Then, curtail the drive and accept the painful existence. See, both of you will forever be poor. And then, diba? See, the thing in that dynamic is, you think, diba, that you think na kayong dalawa lang in the family. But, every decision, especially on financial wellness and the right ambition or the healthy ambition and the healthy drive, pag ito yung pinigilan, we are already inculcating in our children the wrong and unhealthy values when it comes to ambition and drive. Okay, let me make this clear. When I talk about money, ambition, drive, I'm talking about healthy forms of it. All right? Healthy views on it. Healthy. I'm not talking about here the corrupt ones, like I'm gonna be a counselor kasi maraming pera doon. Totoo, may nagpapatayan, kagawad nga lang, di ba? May mga ganon, right? That's different. That's not healthy ambition. Being a kagawad, it's healthy. But your intention behind it, di ba, if you're gonna get money out of it, that one is, you have to check it. If you're just gonna, di ba, salary ka lang and really going to serve, that's fine. But again, I'm talking about financial wellness. And in financial wellness, wala talagang room dyan for being corrupt. All right? Wala talagang room. Because it's going to, financial wellness means peace of mind. Diba? So if yung pang source ng makera mo, tapos yung ambition mo is corrupt, is through your ambition, tapos corrupt ka, di ba? Either right now, ano bang tawag doon na EJK, right? Lalo na ngayong eleksyon, di ba? What else? Or sisiraan, di ba? Nang katakot-takot, like that, di ba? So not that. So let me just make it clear, all right? Like let's say like that case that I was telling you, the company that we were offering, the distributorship that we were offering is very legit, super sound. Diba? Even the Philippine Sports Commission had all our elite professional athletes sponsored because we have the highest purity, quality, and safety. And ito, to date, no other nutritional company has stepped forward, diba, to claim responsibility for the potential liability that their nutritional supplement or their brand can bring. Pero kami, ironclad. We have the Athletes Guarantee Program, the 1 million Athlete Guarantee Program. So, sobrang legit, diba? And this person threatened his wife. So kung let's say the wife said, I'm gonna set up a gambling den, that's different. Or I am going to run as mayor so that diba? I have because govern being in government is business, then that's different. So you have, I mean, you know naman, right, what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's number one. When it comes to ambition, each party in the relationship has no right to limit each other if it is for the welfare of the children and the family. Okay, so support the dream and the drive. Okay, don't use emotional blackmail. All right. Number two, why is that, diba? So, as my line there was, if you want to live a life riddled and saddled with stress sa pera, by all means, curtail the drive and accept the painful existence. Now, why is this my conclusion? Curtail the drive and financial burdens, because these two are connected. Wala namang nag-ambisyon na nag-succeed tapos nga, right? So, unless, of course, tagmadre or pare, of course, diba? That's kind of far-fetched. Yun, pwede, diba? Service talaga yun. So, walang monetary gains doon as far as I know. Right? Anyway, so, which takes me to the second point, okay? That I want to share. And that's money. Okay? So, ang money, when it comes to bringing home the bacon, guys, we can't look down on money itself and say, di ba, look down, sabihin, money is the root of all evil, or pera lang yan, madaling gawin. We can't do that, di ba? Kasi kung madali siyang gawin, bakit mahirap ka pa or mahirap pa tayo, right? So anyway, we can't look down on money itself or the idea of having a bit more. Or kung hindi a bit more, or more and more and more, di ba? You can't belittle money in the relationship and the wellness it can do for you, di ba? The perspective to take together as far as money is concerned is from the perspective of financial wellness. Money heals. It can heal your life. It can heal your debts. Diba? It can even heal your emotional wounds. It can even heal you physically. Diba? Kasi it can provide for you and provide good health for you and your family. Kasi mahal maging healthy. Kala nyo lang mura. So financial wellness is welfare, and welfare is responsibility. It is our responsibility, yung welfare, yung good, yung ikabubuti ng ating pamilya, ng ating asawa, diba? So and welfare takes care of the needs and healthy wants that couples want to give to them, not just to themselves but also to their children, diba? So this is good life, good education, and better future. So kabit-kabit po yan. Wellness, welfare, and well-being. So you can't have it your way and say, I just want well-being. So meditate ka every day and you have peace of mind and you're always happy. I have peace of mind. Tapos, I don't care, diba, about money and everything. Pero may peace of mind, diba? Ganda-ganda mo. Pero yung asawa mo naman, 'di ba, siya lang ang nag-iisip about the family's welfare. Yung mga anak mo naman nasa public school. There's nothing wrong with public school, kaya lang hindi yan choice. If you had more money, you will masarap yung you will send your children to a public school because choice mo, hindi dahil nalimitahan ka ng what you have, 'di ba? Tawag dito. So hindi pwedeng one or the other. You can't just say well-being because it doesn't stand that way. It's like a triangle, diba? Wellness, welfare, and well-being. So at the bottom of that is welfare, then wellness and well-being. So tanggalin mo yung welfare, yung two, diba, the financial wellness. May hirapan kang to even catch, may hirapan kang to balance wellness and well-being. Yeah. So anyway, in marriage, both parties must work on bringing financial wellness together on these three: wellness, welfare, and well-being. And that is why, diba, ambition or drive is non-negotiable. Because especially in the Philippines, diba, ang sweldo natin may gulay naman 500. How much is minimum wage? 537. Are you just paid on the 20 working days, or does that include weekends? Parang hindi. Right? I said, I'm not sure, baka no work, no pay. So how can we even think of not how can we not even think of being ambitious or taking the extra step so that we can attain, so that we can have financial wellness, 'di ba? Provide for the welfare and attain wellness and well-being natin at ng family natin, 'di ba? Guys, wag puro love, 'di ba? Love will not feed you. Oh my gulay. Maybe try nyo nung Valentine's, we go to a restaurant and say, paying with love. Tignan natin kung anong gagawin sa inyo doon. Diba? Number 3, how much must a couple earn? So this one very important. If you ask me, compute both needs and wants. Diba? Don't from the barest, yung basic minimum nyo, to the most ideal. Diba? Wag niyong titipirin yung sarili niyo kung nagko-compute pa lang kayo. Di ba? You're getting to know your version, ano yung financial wellness for your family. So a couple of weeks, di ba, ago, guys, there's an article published in Philippine Star and the title was Survey Says Filipino Are Happy with 1.3 million income per year. O, di ba? If family or 3 or 4, pwede na yan, di ba, for starters. Every 2 or 3 years old, that should increase. And that increase must start to include the other wants, healthier, bigger wants like health, retirement, investment, business, success setup, life and leisure, philanthropic projects if you want, di ba? So, yung mamaluktot sa kumot, guys, is only good for 5 years at best. Ito yung talagang pag-aaralan mo to get this mindset out of your system, out of your head, out of your heart, and out of your life, di ba? Pero after 5 years, hindi na pwedeng mamaluktot. You can't use that and be in the marriage in 5 years. We have to make maluktot in the blanket. Eh guys, ang inflation, mas malaki pa. Yung kumot mo paliit. Eh baka mamaya, ganito na lang yung kumot, tapos inflation, ganito. It's ikaw, di ba, ang tataba pa ng tulad namin, di ba? Hindi pwede. So you can't throw that out of the window, burn it, and forget it, di ba? So as much, if you can take it out of your beingness, yung thinking na mamaluktot sa kumot, live within your means within 1 week, and then go right away for financial wellness, that's better. Okay? So, what else? Especially pag may children na kayo, you cannot use that. Okay? So, it's gonna be very, very, very selfish of us to keep using money is the root of all evil, to keep belittling money. Yan. Kids are not like pet rocks. Diba? Kids and families needs and wants grow. Kumakain po yan, nag-aaral, diba? Ano pa, may naggamit ng diapers. Kailangan ma-inoculate, di ba? So we can't just be comfortable till we can parang we can't be just comfortable, di ba? Till we can truly be more comfortable in the truest sense of the word. So what I mean by that is hindi tayo pwedeng maging komportable in the mamaluktot sense, diba? Because ng blanket are living within our means, diba? Because that's not real comfort. That's fake comfort. That's being in denial. That's psychological insanity. To think na, diba? To think na it's okay to live within your means when the minimum wage, ang means nyo talaga that you have to is at least you must have 50 or 60,000. Tapos ang inuuwi nyo sa bahay, 12,000. So mag-aaway talaga kayo. Diba? It will always be, kasi magkakautang kayo. Diba? Napaka-finite pa naman ang mga expenses, monthly expenses. Diba? Hindi yan umuurong. So anyway, so yun, what we need to work on is to be comfortable in the truest sense of the word. And we will know that kasi there's peace of mind. Diba? My husband project ended January 6. Okay? So we have some savings. Pero my quota is his last month's salary is the only income that we will comfort zone in. Once maubos yung last month's income niya, we cannot touch whatever is in the savings because it's not enough. All right? It's not enough. Ma-COVID ka nga lang, 1 million eh. Wala pa kami doon. So for me, dapat pataas lang yung pera. So my husband and I agreed on that one. So he's continuing to look for his job and while I continue to share our distributorship business, diba? So I do it with more giggle now. Kasi ayoko talaga. Ayokong sabihin namin, eto lang, 'di ba? I love, we both love that we can pay our bills on time, 'di ba? That tawag dito, that we can that we have funds for our food. We can share with our families and our loved ones, 'di ba? Right now this year, ang community ang napili ko, pamilya ko. Sila muna. Pag wala akong mabigay sa iba, wag wala akong mabigay sa kanila, I have no business sharing it with others. 'Di ba? So this year talaga, it's the next 2 or 3 years, my community will only be my families first, because my families, my extended, my families, may mga needs din sila. 'Di ba? But I can't do that if namamaluktot kami and living within our means. The goal is to be driven, to have the drive to work on the financial wellness and on the income that will really give us peace of mind and security, not only today, but also for our future selves. Okay? So, this topic is very rich, guys. So many threads can arise from this convo alone. And I wish we had more time. Diba? We only have last 4 minutes to go. Instead, I am leaving this message with you. In a survey among Americans, this was like 2 years ago, 45% of marriages will end in divorce that time, or ends in divorce. And the largest part of the reason comes from financial stress. This is an article in Forbes magazine in 2019. Yeah, tama, almost 2 years ago. So guys, these are Americans, and they are even more vocal. They are in a culture that, you speak your mind up. And yet they don't talk about finances. Let's go local. Tayo din, we don't talk about it kasi ang kultura naman natin is to be subservient, not to rattle the relationship with, I don't know, some sort of respect or something. Diba? That's our culture. And tiisin natin na lang yung sarili natin, yung problema natin while being in that relationship. So in the meantime, guys, that is of course, again, energy does not, you cannot destroy energy, right? It can only be transformed into another kind of energy, or in another place, malilipat lang siya. So if po natin tinitiis at money issue, lalabas at lalabas yan, kaya nga nagkakaaway-away. That's why it becomes toxic, away, di ba? Baka mamaya nagbabatuhan na ng mga plato, nagugulpihan na pera lang. Yun, doon mo lang pwede gamitin pera lang. Magka-ambisyon ka kaya, di ba? Pilitin mong mag-extra income ng legit, right? Peace of mind nga eh. So anyway, titiisin natin, so it gets toxic, and later on it hurts us, and it hurts the relationship, and it hurts the vows altogether. Financial wellness, guys, is a very healthy tool or state or foundation, diba? So you have to support the partner who has the drive to make it big and work on that. Diba? Especially if it is, lalo na, diba, if it is the wife. So, as husbands, diba, we have to set aside our ego. Kasi guys, most often, diba, pag mas successful yung wife, there are stories that we hear that the husbands become very insecure. And parang emotionally can use his situation to emotionally blackmail the wife, diba? So we can't, diba? We can't use our insecurities, diba? To limit if let's say ako yung husband tas yung wife ko yung ambisyon, may drive at nakakapag-bring home ng bacon. We can't use our own insecurities to limit that. We have to thrive, diba? Matuto tayo share this joy.
Ito po.
Share this joy. What is that? Anyway, so you can get financial wellness counselor, or you guys, if you want to really work on it together so that it doesn't become a sensitive, toxic topic, surf together online on what financial wellness is, and decide together, get educated and find the common ground, or decide together ano yung concept ng financial wellness and where will you begin. All right? So anyway, I was doing our financial wellness. I had to learn it my own way, 'di ba? Kasi nga ako yung ever since we got married, ako talaga yung nakatalaga sa finances. So ako yung natuto ng mas mabuti, and now my husband sees that everything is pretty much in order. So now that he's handling it, kasi Diba? Siya na yung, ako lang yung nag-accounting, nakikita ko na sa kanya, siya na yung nagagawa ng mga takbo dito, takbo doon for the payment errands. Naiintindihan na niya. Okay? So anyway, again, you can work together on financial wellness. You can educate yourself and find a common ground on what how you define financial wellness together. All right. So that is it, Pansit. And I hope you enjoyed the episode today because I enjoyed sharing my best practices with you. So for now, guys, this is DJ Chin, and I want to say good night and have an awesome week ahead. And see you again next Saturday for our Feb Ibig last episode of the month. All right. So thank you and super good night.
The views and comments of the hosts and